Why would one of football's greatest names rise from a place the world overlooked? How does an island this remote grow enough to feed itself? What holds a whole way of life together? 600 miles of open water from the mainland. This is Madeira, an autonomous region of Portugal, more than 300 miles off the western edge of Africa. Volcanic walls fall straight into the ocean, and banana terraces climb the slopes behind them. Cloud settles on the peaks by afternoon, then slides down the green valleys by night. For a long time, outsiders knew this place, mainly as the birthplace of Cristiano Ronaldo. Then travelers looked closer and found something far stranger than a postcard. Here, distance was the plain fact of life, and people learned to work with it. Every headland, every narrow field, every mile of swell taught its people a way to live. So the forgotten paradise turns out to be a quiet master of adaptation. Let us go and see how it learned. No road has ever reached this farm below the cliff. The surf blocks one side, black lava the other. What kind of life hides below a cliff the road never found? This is Fajã dos Padres, a narrow shelf of land beneath a headland near Quinta Grande. You reach it by boat, or by a cable car that drops nearly 1,000 feet down the rock face. The ride takes barely 2 minutes, yet the ground seems to fall away beneath your feet. Before the cable car opened in 2016, a small elevator did the work. Before that, for centuries, the sea was the single way in or out. The land once belonged to the estate of the island's discoverer, then passed to the Jesuit priests. They worked it for about 150 years and planted the Malvasia vines that took hold. The cliff traps warmth and blocks the wind, so the farm lives inside its own small climate. Salt water sits on one side, volcanic soil on the other, and the light stays gentle all year. Mango, banana, and avocado ripen in the shelter of the rock. At harvest, some grapes are still pressed by foot, close to the sound of the surf. The shallows below run clear enough to see the bottom, and the beach is a strip of dark pebbles. A small pier reaches into the calm, where boats drift in for lunch, then drift out again. A few cottages let visitors stay the night, far from any track or engine. The place feels distant, even from the rest of Madeira. A sheer wall above, a farm below, boats landing in front. The tall cliff that blocks the road also traps the sun and shelters the crops. And this hidden shelf of land still holds one more secret, a drink born from its vines. The word Fajã means a flat shelf at a cliff base, built up long ago by flowing lava. Snorkelers slip into water so clear it shows the pebbles on the bottom. A small farm kitchen serves what the land grows, from fruit to fish to its own wine. Atlantic wind, stone streets. Funchal, the capital of Madeira, holds most of the archipelago's people. The city faces the ocean from volcanic slopes, its terraces and tiled roofs stacked between port and cloud. What sends children to a wall in the heart of this city, each carrying a single flower? Walk first into the old town. On Rua de Santa Maria, a lane laid out around 1430, more than 200 doors have become paintings. Some show fish, some show saints, some show faces that watch the lane. This narrow street was once left to decline, its shops shuttered and its walls fading. Then, after the floods of 2010 tore through the old town, artists answered with paint. The first door led to a second, and soon the whole street had turned into an open gallery. Ruin became art, and the cafes and small workshops slowly came back to life. Morning light now falls across chipped paint and wet cobblestones, and the murals spill into the side lanes. Not far off rises the Sé, the old cathedral, its dark timber ceiling built in the island's early days. From the cable car above, the painted roofs and the harbour open into a single view. Nearby, women guide needles through white cloth, working the blue, red, and gold thread of Madeira embroidery. The patterns pass into table linen, dresses, and church cloth, one careful stitch at a time. The sound is small, needles click, and the fabric tightens under trained hands. The craft passes on slowly, learned through years of patient training. Once a year, the city fills with birds of paradise, hydrangeas, and orchids for the flower festival. Flower carpets cover the avenues, and children dress in tradition and carry fresh blooms through the center. And here, the answer arrives. Since 1979, hundreds of children have each carried one flower to the Praça do Município. They build a wall of hope, a public appeal for peace, while their families watch from the square. White doves lift over the crowd, and the spring flowers carry one plea for peace. The gesture is small. A child, a flower, a wall. Funchal answers a hard world by handing peace to the next generation. Down at the seafront, the harbour fills with boats, and craft shops sell wicker, tiles, and embroidery. Cafes spill onto the promenade, where a glass of Ponta ends the afternoon. Funchal wears its history lightly, half old port, half open-air studio. For 7 generations, the Blandy family has aged wine in these Funchal cellars. Here, Madeira wine ages on purpose, with heat, air, and time. It darkens slowly in oak casks, while oxygen reshapes its aroma and its texture. Heat destroys most wine, yet here it is used on purpose. So why does that work? The answer began at sea. On the early crossings, casks rode in hot ships' holds for months at a time. Sailors noticed the wine came back richer after heat, motion, and long weeks of travel. So the cellars now recreate that heat on purpose, aging the wine for years. The lodge now recreates that journey with slow warmth, some in heated tanks, some in sun-warmed attics. Visitors move past the cooperage tools, the aging rooms, the tasting counters, and rows of old bottles. Some casks rest here for decades, and a few vintages have outlived the people who first laid them down. The oldest labels carry dates from long before anyone in the room was born. The style runs from dry to sweet, from a crisp glass before a meal to a rich one after. Dry wines open the table, while sweeter wines follow the dessert, the cheese, or the nuts. For local families, the wine reaches well past trade. It belongs to weddings, to Christmas tables, and to formal welcomes at the door. It also keeps the memory of farmers on small plots, high above the bay. Guides pour small measures at the counter, from pale and sharp to dark and honeyed. Each glass tells the same story of heat, patience, and the long salt road. The lodge keeps that memory alive, one cask and one visitor at a time. A road climbs north through ravines, wet forest, and sudden sea views. Then Santana appears on Madeira's north coast, where cows graze and gardens line the lanes. Its houses are called paleiros, small and triangular, with steep thatched roofs that reach the ground. Wood frames, whitewashed walls, and bright red and blue trim mark each one. They look almost like doll houses, low and neat against the green. Settlers brought the style from mainland Portugal and built with what the land gave. The town itself grew from the middle of the 16th century, named after Saint Anne. The thatch, comes from wheat and rye straw, gathered from the fields after harvest. Corn is sometimes left to dry on the roof, a habit carried from the old country. Inside, the plan is simple, with a room below and a small loft tucked under the roof. The kitchen was often kept in a separate hut, so a stray spark could not catch the thatch. A thatch roof does not last, so every 4 or 5 years it must be replaced. No family could do that alone, so neighbors joined the work when a roof came due. On this remote shore, survival rested on leaning on each other. About 100 of these houses still stand, kept as a symbol of a rural past. Beyond the village, Santana holds a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, named in 2011. It was the first such reserve in the whole Madeira archipelago. It reaches over mountain, coast, and the deep green of the laurel forest. The village church was raised in stages through the 1700s, plain and solid. The town also sits below Pico Ruivo, the highest peak on Madeira, deep in its green hills. Each year, a local prize rewards the best-kept thatched house, and the craft stays alive. Nearby, the Rocha do Navio Reserve guards a stretch of headland, shore, and old terraces. A small theme park keeps the crafts and rural trades of the north on display. The municipality gathers 6 small parishes and around 9,000 people. Pico Ruivo, above the town, is the 3rd highest summit in all of Portugal. Boats crowd a small harbor. Ropes dry on the walls. Knives wait on the tables. Câmara de Lobos begins 5 miles west of Funchal, wrapped around a working port. Small tenements crowd the heights above, holding families close to the tides they depend on. By day, the painted boats rest on the grey beach, because the real work happens at night. How is a fish caught in the dark, far offshore, and nowhere else so easily? The black scabbard fish lives deep, between 2,600 and 5,000 feet down. It rises toward the surface after dark, so the fleet sails out under the stars. Crews of small artisanal boats lower long lines, baited with squid, then wait above the depths. The species was first described to science in 1839, off this very coast. Long ago, the fishermen here hunted deep-sea sharks for oil and found the scabbard fish by chance. Today, the catch makes up over half of all the fish landed in Madeira. About 40 boats still keep the trade alive, each crewed by a handful of men. Their wives once prayed for a safe return in the small chapel of St. Anthony. At dawn, the boats come home, and the crews warm themselves with a glass of poncha. Poncha, a drink of sugarcane spirit, honey, and lemon, was born in these harbor bars. On the plate, the catch becomes espada com banana, the pale fish beside fried banana. Above the rooftops rise the cliffs of Cabo Girao, among the highest sheer walls in Europe. They climb almost 1,900 feet, and a glass skywalk now hangs over the drop. These grey stone views drew a painter named Winston Churchill, who worked here in 1950. The village took its name from the monk seals that once hauled out along this shore. The explorer João Gonçalves Zarco found that colony when he landed here around 1419. Câmara de Lobos is now the second largest town on Madeira and still tied to the tides. Nearly half its people are under 25, one of the youngest towns on Madeira. Inland, the slopes climb to Estreito, where vineyards and cherry trees feed the wine trade. Up close, the painted boats, called savelas, wear bright reds, blues, and yellows against the stone. Each night, offshore, is a gamble, and each dawn, a quiet relief on the beach. The sound hits first. A fall of water drops straight onto the coast road. Spray covers the old asphalt, and the open sea waits below the barrier. The falls here are Cascata dos Anjos, on Madeira's old ER 101, near Ponta do Sol. It sits in the parish of Anjos, where banana terraces line the narrow lane down to the coast. The name means the Falls of the Angels, and the stream drops from a steep rock face onto the lane. Its flow comes from a levada, one of Madeira's channels, not from rain alone. For years, drivers stopped their cars beneath it for photographs, treating it like a natural car wash. Buses and small cars would edge under the falling stream, wipers on, windows tight. The scene looks playful. It also hides real danger. The old route often closes when landslides threaten the headland section. Rain leaves the surface slick, and loose gravel can fall from above without warning. Newer tunnels now carry most traffic safely past the cliff. Today, the falls themselves are officially restricted, and visitors keep outside the closed section. The stream pulls crowds with cameras. It can also drag loose debris down the slope. The old lane still runs along the shore, narrow and open to the weather. In the wet season, the fall grows heavy and the spray reaches far across the tarmac. It is a reminder that here, the loose ground and the waves are always at work. Signs now warn of falling rock, where drivers once posed for a soaking photo. The stream keeps coming, season after season, indifferent to the road below. The photo and the rock slide come a step apart from one wet slope. The old coastal road once linked the western villages before the tunnels were bored through the basalt. Drivers knew this spot well. A quick, cold rinse on a hot summer drive. Now barriers and warning signs mark the danger, and the crossing is left to the brave. The fall still pours down the cliff, patient and unbothered by the road that came and went. Madeira holds more than 150 tunnels, and this shoreline shows why. Along the old lane, farmers still leave boxes of bananas for a few coins each. Ponta do Sol catches more sun than any other town on Madeira's coast. Its name means Point of the Sun, and it sits on the sheltered south coast. Settled in the early 1400s, it lived for centuries on sugarcane, bananas, and fishing. Then, in 2021, this quiet cove became Europe's first digital nomad village. The regional government and a local business network opened a co-working hall in the John dos Passos Center. The idea came from a traveling worker who pitched it to the regional government and built the community. Thousands of remote workers soon passed through Madeira from more than 90 countries. They answer calls from abroad, then step out to sea spray and cafe tables. But this growth carries a cost. Housing prices, seasonal rentals, and outside income change the rhythm of a small town. Some streets now fill with temporary neighbors, while the old fishing trade keeps shrinking. Still, the older town holds close around them. Locals shop, fish, drive children home, and gather near the church at the end of the day. Bars pour poncha after work, and a small four-string braguinha carries the bailinho da Madeira into the evening. Ponta do Sol shows a place moving fast, trying not to leave its own shore behind. Newcomers join a busy calendar of hikes, coffee mornings, and online community chats. Portugal even built a special visa to let such workers stay and settle for a while. At dusk, the sun drops straight into the bay, and the promenade fills with quiet talk. Old and new share the same narrow streets, the fisherman beside the laptop screen. Rents climb, and some families feel the squeeze of a town suddenly in demand. Whether the balance holds is a question the town is still working to answer. The town became a model that other places soon tried to copy, in Europe and beyond. Yet for the people born here, the sea, the church, and the harvest still set the day. Two ways of living now share one small valley, and both are learning to fit. Madeira has carried this journey from the edge of the Atlantic to a height above the cloud. Along the way, the island showed a quieter truth. Its beauty grew straight out of its daily work. Every road, field, ritual, and home holds the memory of people who learned to live with distance. The scabbard boats and the hillside farm, the heat-aged wine and the thatched roof, the ancient forest and the water channels, each one turning a hardship into a habit. This paradise built its own good fortune, slope by slope, from what the ocean left behind. That is why the forgotten island still breathes on its own terms. From the fishing boat to the mountain trail, one lesson repeats on every slope. A limit met with patience becomes a craft, and a craft becomes a way of life. That quiet skill is the true wealth of this small Atlantic world. Far out in the Atlantic, Madeira turned distance, cliff, and rock into a way of life all its own. Thank you for traveling with us through every mile of this journey. Your time means everything to us. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless every journey you take. If this journey touched your heart, share it with your family, your friends, anyone who deserves to experience this. Subscribe and join us for the next one. We have special gifts waiting for you down the road.